Yo, mema wo akwa abashronko so ede aba POG Media so nyame chance de bia wo hwe ejumadi no ede ma yemfa a quick update bi embrewa. Eye ahafo eye region na asembi si honum enra. Let me say eye hwidiem specifically. Enra no Akroma for no be 600 plus etugu eye so just for insia bi so a enyi nyame na ebe mu anase nyame enam eye police for intervention so ema omo be CV eye sa eye so just for na nkeka de nke enra Ghana yante asempapa adintia ni nyina is about Galamsey ho nsensem ye any say Oma I suggest for ye na imus no mujumdia or mampanipa or momudia and say or more aqua day or more emmo a ye influence one who by an asa Galamsey no or mumbo a home by na or monya de shana ANC in Tinonkaya and passing naimus for no EDAS jumawine eba saying na or more mubukru no who by a Galamsey no encosuno and the cruma for no attack or more and answer or more a two go almost some person or mukum near a cruma for no de omumpe enkoswana na we ana attacks ne bae no eye joy news ane eye multimedia for omo eye journalist baako Erastus Donko ono ye nim se odi akotene paa wo eye Galamsey fight ni mu ode nsem bia ba betudwa ebo eye MP a owo honum ene eye chese Collins Dauda allegedly obobo omudin ewo saa neoma we mu ama asam no aye very critical ama asam no aye bibibia wo se eye omu and the summa and as MP no and the summa yes our boys for the alleged attack on the soldier snatch as any agrona way and a year one a finest journalist in Ghana or the air in some and as ordin be air to Jano or chess sad dear win a was a man penny and a year abemu a year speaker of parliament or ye day or 29 is as most not ye a year MP near the if and moreover a year NDC for a year at the Bia Akroma airfare I was a bomb to say omo ankasampo ebo eye MPP anase MPH ama chese enya agunti MP de hwie be minim se eye by election for frost abe de because yenkom nyenkonkwaje eye asem no mu inchemu
adwen se mampanyi se opeso fight Galamsey na ne member of parliament ye allegedly ono ye involved in Galamsey only the tags amo makobo mampanyi sojafo a waseti omo up to fight Galamsey. Anopa yedi obi eboy Ebenezer Kwaku Edu a ono eye member of parliament ewo asutifi ye pese ye ko hwidiem na ye koje the rundown edi free ho na ye hwe ade e ko so ankasa wo hwe mfonyi e wo TV su ya obi a oye hwidiem zongo chief ne ka eno de ma police force omo fa soldier for no ko omo se ka nyina
wow
adanyam 9 most for no akọ broni krom ma wo hwidiem se Galamsey koso no makọ akọchi nipa mienu krom hofo ne se dabi omuma ye mfa sa nipa ne nkọ
how
Galamsey site na hwan dia anopai say ye member of parliament ne dia mampanyi omunyini free parliament as soon as possible ona onye scapegoat omunhwehwem na we a investigation within 1 day to establish say MP na ne dia betodwa no ma hu say NDC for mpanyifo bebre postino a kire say ampa oye involved.
Wow.
Se allegation ye true a. Wo hwe ye Facebook wa. Asema esi wo hwediem na nya asem ketwa. Soldier for no exercise the highest form of restraint. Tie. Last week na ye fire soldier ni wo ha se wakobo obi. Se soldier for ye omko 9 musi so mo ye so mo tututu a. Enke ebeku bi ba ko mo so beku mo. Na nka ne aye bloody. But soldier for no ye mo maba so mo exercise the highest form of restraint. Hwemfonyi mutu Galamsey mampanyi di soja fo aba ho ama soja fo na be chi se mutu Galamsey oma chi nipa tu di oma ko police station oma amu omo ahandi omu to the police station na mu no se yese MP ne na free krom ofo so oma ba be je Galamsey no na monko na wo mampanyi se MP no enya wo mpu a you should be aware se Galamsey koso we area the
and
fact
you
that
should even lead the task.
Yes. The fact that Naimos every haba broni krom wa be say Galamsey koso no an indictment on you as an MP. I'm trying hard say be ko hwediem. Say ye mano tena ho say onim hu bi mpo na Galamsey koso on constituency no ye de ne ya scapegoat obi a oya MP bia o government we mu no nani bebre o Galamsey ho. Galamsey asem ne yemfa ni agro utumi metna ha mewia o man sika ensan so enko science ase na ye kan na wo ka se ye bejeje wo so se utu Galamsey de emfa mo ade ese nsuo na asat enti MP na owo ho no a ye bodi de Ebeneza Kwaku Addo no yen hwehwem within 24 hours say in fact okan wo bi na okofa adom ne baaye say omoma fight ono ane government or NDC MP say omo betu Galamsey omo be cheka mienu achi nipa mienu age peso na ye de omo ko police station no ono ankasa atima agada nipa over 700 am omo ko ebu sojafo a abanya somo omo a asemo ye nya trade
obanye de edikan ni sa wokai na nsen ya be 2 months ago sana a police for ko kuro bi so say wo mo kwa akwache Galamsey fo no mkokodru ho no Jerry wa he pekro ni di mame wo mo kokodru wa na ya to barrier
ye ni reporter wo hwedie mu ana ye wo reporter moma ye nkwa hwedie mu sesia aha
obaye kodru ho no mu na ya to barrier e wo kuro na nkwanti a ema ne mema nyina e stop police for ne say ye ma wo mu ntwam because ya babachi wo mu krofo ma e kodane friend is saying exchange of bullets e wo kuro mu ho any 2 months o e na wo nsuna kire say kuro mafo na wo mu nsuo e na wo mu no ba ye say no wo mu ani Galamsey no ho e na wo mu say nya MP allegedly a onu susu ye neb deep enti onu susu na ani je ho e na wo mu nyina ye enti ye ba be stop here na ye stop ye meka say ye person nipa no mo ma wo ba be stop no ye ambushi wo mu. What is this? Enti ye ni abrebebre abanya du obetimi na sa atimamufo no momu no wo mani gide yakwaso no
mu tu Galamsey sika kakra mu benya ntimo sense ase ne nsu abanya set committee na omo ba na mo no mwakwa omachi nipa omo de omo ko police station na nka ye shoot and kill na mo mako police station wo ko bu soja fo no omo fight Galamsey no nti da bia ye ka se soja fo no ntimi fight a won de atimamufo no bi so ye enti no, I think we want to go down to Redeem. Man, call Redeem, I cannot proceed with the show. Because we have to find out here. Yeah, in Galamsey Assembly Biana, ABSC, the biggest issue under President Mahama fighting Galamsey in here. This to me, say also about fighting Galamsey, this will be a big test. Say one kasa committee, 9 months na was set no. Timamufobi kobuomo, so montiasi. Hey! Who busoja ni a fight Galamsey nya de oje bribe no we de o match de aba why na ye owner of the Galamsey site? One, we should find this within 24 hours. 2, member of parliament no ho no onya aware na how long has it been going on? If it is after a week, he cannot say so onya won't me feign ignorance. 3, why na suma nipa no ba so mo bebu soja fo no. 4, e de ne mo ema omo sa Gast no so mombra kra me fight soldier for police station. DNC police commander or hwidiem no, is he aware or not aware of the Galamsey activities or 5, the MC or hwidiem no onim se Galamsey kwaso ho. 6, e die ntina nipa na ye do mobile police station ho no, why na Sunday signal ko kro no so. 7, nipa ya chi omo se omo ba so mbebu soja for no die ne de aye omo asa this morning. 8, mampanyin ne minister for lands and natural resources say omo ntumi fa wey enye scapegoat, they should forget about the fight against Galamsey. 9, soja for no ye bo maba so omo koye man tutu, but e die ne the next line of action ombeko kromo akọ round omo nyina apa na omo je amasem na da. 10, the MP for the area does not need to stay beyond 48 hours.
Ebeneza Kwaku Addo minim say baby owo bia I was so availing for scrutiny because Saudia bambia from all divide one kasa won crofo kra no omo one political party accuse you say you are neck deeper na say yen ayeti abonten kan ne be kan bi say ene na enokre but yentimi nya dance mfiri mu nti no whatever role a wososo wo mu no ma yenhunu because we dey
obi mami wo hwidiem.
Okay.
And ye area a reporter wo ahafo na ye ne nkasa before say beto aso na asemwe no ehia me ye pa mahu se messages ne bi ba ye ni enkomo emfa ho sisi a
Okay.
Yen hwese benya obi ho na yetumi ne na di enkomo ewo hasisia. Oh, na Regiway. Sorry everyone. Okay. Mekoshidim aba. Anopai. Enye easy go. Galamsey no.
It's appalling.
Asema ekoso no. Adia mare ho papa wo de omode sojafo ne fa so TV de so a kire se bibia ni hwa ebema mampanyi atimi akaso fight Galamsey na ono a
shebra wo mu enti when na yezongo chief no kan no
omo say no
omo say kire no nyina
ono e ma ka na sojafo ne sizie no youth no so ombebu sojafo no so man release ya ti omo sojafo ne ka so me de by de omo say ni nyina omobo head of Naimos operation omobo no
wow
so jadi no
ena we no susi yabo a enya se bi e de ensa prepare wo
omobo no omodo omo so ombeku omo ese de o hodo no
enti okon no se aban na ne hwan ko kokro na yese wo mo niema no a aban ni abre se obebo wo mo ajapade ho ban no kuro no na se wo mo ne fighters na ekun enti se he no fo aban ne hwan no na ekun asa de wasi kuromu a woni wo koama obi na nipa na wo koama no ono so so fight wo enti say aban no wan na fight na kwa Galamsey ni kuro no e na aban so gina baabi say sa na fight na kwa ye
Erastus Asaredon report or said the MP led the tax to attack the director of Naimos and his team during the operation, and for parliamentarians may shield him, but we must call them out. Any party member who doesn't support the president's agenda is a traitor. Erastus Munche said we have to go there. Yet me fight.
Now say Jifagunu so possible. I picture any idea.
Director of Operations of Naimos attacked by tax led by the sitting member of parliament. This is the reporter Erastus said also while traveling along the Gosu to Hwidiam Highway, the director's attention was drawn to an excavator engaged in mining along the roadside. In the MP no, we cry a ground for a remover.
Yes.
So the offer roadside the team diverted to the location and apprehended several individuals actively mining. The director instructed the suspect to refill the pits they had dug to prevent further environmental degradation. The director then ordered one of the arrested persons to call the site owner. The first individual to arrive identified himself as a Defense Intelligence DI representative from the Ahafo region. Shortly after, an individual named Alex arrived in a Toyota RAV4, arrogantly claiming ownership of the site. Another man arrived later in a Range Rover and was also arrested. While at it, the Naimos Field Task Force set ablaze shelters used as offices and shelters by the illegal miners. A search of the suspect's vehicle led to the shocking discovery. The team found one Smith & Wesson pistol and 2 pistol magazines, 21 rounds of 9mm ammunition, 12 assorted mobile phones, 12, a black side bag, cash amounting to 11,000 Ghana cedis, and 1 power bank and Lexus ignition key. While arrangements were being made to convey the suspect to Hwidiam police station, Member of Parliament,
You go so or share in some no edema subscribe, like it to media and share them for friends when some can be kindly click on the notification bell so send a be the any news be to platform no so I want so work with the airco and the POG Media on the part edema yan kwani yan kwankwaje e of family no.
Member of Parliament for Situfi North, Ebenezer Kwakwado, arrived at the scene with several tags.
Wow.
The MP indicated that he was sent by Honorable Collins Dauda, MP for the area, and demanded that the director releases the arrested campaigns, including a Burkinabe, immediately and remove their handcuffs, arguing that he did not want the locals to see them in handcuffs. The director politely declined and the unlawful request, maintaining that the arrests were appropriate and the right procedure should be followed through the police station. Subsequently, the MP and the tax became violent and forcefully snatched the handcuff keys from one of the soldiers and took the handcuff off the campaigns before chasing the Naimos team while going to the police station. Upon arrival at the Hwidiam police station to lodge a report and hand over the suspect and exhibit, a crowd of about 600 from Whittiam and nearby communities surrounded the station. The mob, incited by the Honorable Addo, demanded the immediate release of the arrested suspects and seized the vehicles. They warned that they would discipline the soldiers if the demands were ignored. The situation quickly turned more violent. The director of the operations, Toyota Hilux pickup, was vandalized. That's a director in the car, no. And the mob threatened to burn down the police station, even when the MP was reminded to call his mob to order. The tense standoff created a serious threat to life and property, placing immense pressure on both the director of operations and the police officers. Responding to a distress call, the chief supo, Prince Odum Kodia, the half regional crime officer, led 15-member regional task force headed by the inspector Ofosu to reinforce the local police. They were supported by Superintendent Joseph Atanga, the divisional commander of Goso, and Yamua from Kenyasi and other senior officers. Even with the reinforcement, the atmosphere remained extremely volatile. The Zongo chief of Whittiam, Alhaji Mohammed Bashiru Zakaria, stepped in and appealed to the crowd to remain calm. However, as night approached and power went out, tension heightened further. To prevent further bloodshed, a joint decision was made by the police, military, and Zongo chief to release the keys of the seized vehicles in order to calm down the crowd. The Zongo chief offered his Toyota Sequoia 4x4 to evacuate the colonel. The director of operations and his officers another team to safety at the Newmont site in Kenya under police escort. During the evacuation, the soldiers were physically attacked and the chief's vehicle rear windscreen was shattered. Thankfully, no injuries were recorded. The director of operation described the MP's action as influencing the release of the suspect as unfortunate and serious obstruction to NIMOS operations, and emphasized that the fight against illegal mining requires all citizens, especially influential figures in society, to act on the side of the law, not to shield them. Meanwhile, NIMOS officials, including the director, were safely escorted out of the chaotic situation. Ninyina to say MP no, and the kofa sadi ninyina ba.
Mausa Erika J. Swabedi Yao, CEO, NEP, Erika J.
I said NDC for no kasa fire MP no say you know.
Yes, also we dino who
the biamun fidie.
Me asemo. And connected the microphone in Rameta na if free no nyene. Yeah, so I'm blasted. It's me.
Okay, Reggie, you to us na
aha any edi dwumadie no ABC ade amamo unsubscribe ya subscribe like it dwumadie no share ne ma afoforo enso ensa enya de enka be kindly click on the notification bell no so send be the news be at platform no so awon so wa hunu de airco ene de air ba yemfa ensam ninsi ya de more updates be dey ebe brem makram.